Welcome to Sweep the League. No, do not adjust your screens. It is Sweep the League, even though Rudy is not here. Rudy is taking a little bit of a hiatus right now, well-deserved hiatus. He's going to be focusing on his brand new radio show, Sweep the League radio show on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. That's starting here in 2 weeks, October 17th. He is going to be starting on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. You can catch Rudy for 2 hours on 9:30. And I tell you what, 9:30 a.m. The Answer has a lot of sports shows going on right now. That's fixing to be that's going to be your number one sport place for sports if you want to listen to sports radio. So don't forget to check out Sweep the League starting October 17th from 7 to 9, I do believe. So I can't wait for that show. Rudy's going to do a good job. Shemaya, everyone over there does a great job. I know I've been over there a couple of times. They make you sound really good. So don't forget that. So you're stuck with me and Will for us right now. Gio is going to be a little late. Apparently, he has another job that's more important than Sweep the League. But anyway, you're listening to Sweep the League, the podcast. I'm Trey. This is Will. You're going to have to listen to us. I'm sorry. But you can follow us on Twitter. Yes, everyone is on Twitter now. Thank God Will is finally on Twitter. I had to twist his arm. I think he likes it a little bit more than Facebook now. But you can catch Rudy at Sweep the League, Gio at Coach Gio. That's 2 O's at the end. Me, myself, and you can catch me at Trade 3025. Austin, I think his baseball season's done with. I think he's going to be joining us here in the next couple of weeks. I do hope so. You can catch him at Hartsfield MLB. That's capital MLB. And then you can catch Will at Will Nation 7. Also, we got to pay tribute to our sponsors, DraftKings. Sign up today for DraftKings. Use the promo code TPPN to get your account ready for the upcoming season. I know the season already started, but NBA season's upcoming. They have preseason games. Spurs look pretty good, but sign up with that promo code and get yourself in a league this Sunday. They have one-day games. They have anything from penny to shoot. I've seen leagues up to $1,000, $2,000 sometimes. I mean, you can go up anyway, but they have no matter what your budget is, they have you just right. So make sure you sign up on DraftKings today and use the promo code TPPN to get all that as well. Also, we can't forget about Busher.com. Use the link below, Busher.com/sweep the league for all your betting needs. I know that's where I go to go get my betting needs and everything like that. It's a fun. They have everything from college football to baseball to prop bet. Man, it's a fun thing to go do. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook to see what I would do. Oh, and follow me because if you see my daily picks on NFL, they're pretty horrible. I'm in last place in our league, but that's because I take risks. Dang it! But go to Busher.com/sweep the league to get into that as well. And there is something now. Where is that one? I'm going to butcher this. I'm sorry. The Collision Care Car Center play.
United?
United, yes. See, I get it mixed up because we have something else here in Kerr called something similar to that. But anyway, go check out Lewis and those guys over there. Hey, I know Facebook was down last week, but it wouldn't have been down. They went to United Collision Care Car. Will, I'm going to let you do this one. United Collision. I can't. I get it mixed up. I'm dyslexic. Anyway, go check out Lewis and those guys over there. They'll get you all set up real fast. If you get a car dinged or anything, real big damage, they'll get you out in a hurry. It won't be sitting in the garage for very long. They'll get you out and ready in no time, making your car look brand new and everything like that. So make sure you go visit Lewis and the guys over there at United Car Care Collision. All right. I think that's everything. Did I miss anything, Will?
No, that should be it.
Oh, man. Rudy, how do you do this? This is a lot of promos and a lot of, oh, my gosh. I mean, like
Tongue
a script.
twisters.
Oh, my gosh. Anyway, Will, how's your week been, man?
Been busy. Hopefully it slows down this weekend. Other than that.
I want to start with this if you don't. Yeah, we're all just trying to hang in there. I think the only thing getting us through the week are football, and now we have basketball preseason, which I'm kind of perturbed at, even though I'm not a real big, huge Spurs fan, but I do follow. I do like this young Spurs team. I do like everything about them, but I grew up a Laker fan, so I couldn't really like the Spurs. But now I'm like kind of like the player thing. But I don't know if you're a Spurs fan either, but here in San Antonio, in the Kerrville area, and everything like that, they're upset about this app that you cannot watch these Spurs games. Yeah, you have to get on this app on your phone. and watch them, and it was like messing up and everything. Like, and then you had to pay like $6. Everyone's like all upset about it. Like they're upset. I don't want to watch it on a little tiny screen. And I was like, dude, this is the NBA. This is where y'all need to, like, the TV markets. And ever since they got the Valley Sports Network or whatever the case may be, I'm upset that they're not showing it on Valley Sports these preseason. Even though you can go to the games for like $6, but they're in Detroit tonight. I know Primo had a pretty good game, but I hate that you have to watch it on the phone. You have to pay money and watch it on an app. I think you have a TV market, regional market, and this is where the NFL is dominating the NBA. Yeah, the NBA has the overseas league and everything like that, but the NBA, the regional market, they're just blowing it with these apps, man. It just sucks.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the apps, I mean, there's so many games. It's like the MLB. It's like a game every night, 2 games every night, It's crazy because you get regional games like up here in Cleveland. I mean, half the time you don't get the Cavalier games unless you're on like the regional sports network or Fox network. That's the only place that shows it. If it's not Wednesday night basketball or one of the primetime games, you don't get to see NBA. It's kind of strange how that works when it's one of the biggest organizations in the world, or seems to be one of the biggest ones as far as sports.
Yeah, no doubt. But if we have time, we'll go back into a little basketball. But right now, I'm excited because it's week
5
already in the NFL, and I'm excited, Will. This is why I'm excited. We finally get a good – I'm not talking about score-wise or anything, but a good matchup on Thursday Night Football. This is going to be a good matchup. NFC West rivals. This game's always close. You can throw the records out the record book. We're all talking about the Rams and how they're Super Bowl contenders, but then the Arizona Cardinals came in and put a stump to that and said, no way, we're the best team in the league, but the Arizona Cardinals got to prove it, because we've seen this with the Arizona Cardinals before and everything like that. We've seen them jump out, and then Cliff Kingsbury gets in the way, and then he kind of derails them anyway. But these Seattle Seahawks, for starting from 1-2, now they win this game, they're right there in the hunt with the NFC West. Rams Seahawks, give me your insights. Who do you take in? Who do you got? Give me a prediction and why.
I mean, you see who's coming in the show real quick? He's coming in hot for this one.
I know that's why I wanted to get you in real quick.
I mean, this one, I really don't know what's going to happen. I think the Rams are going to come back and put their foot down on this one. Last week they didn't play very well. Matthew Stafford didn't have a good game. Ultimately, I think the Seahawks, this is just going to be a grind-out football game. This is supposed to be the best division in football. Both these teams need a win. I feel like the Rams not so much, but I think they need it just after how bad they played last week in Arizona, beating them. And Arizona didn't normally beat them in a passing offense. They snot-nosed ran the ball on them, it seems like. Honestly, I think the Seahawks are having some issues with the run game. If you saw anything with Chris Carson's, I mean, Alex Collins looks really good right now. If you read anything, they're talking about him taking over. He's outperforming with less touches. They're talking about, depending on what happens with Chris Carson's, Alex Collins might be the guy now. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said last week, and Gio was like all saying, "Oh, whatever," but they proved me right? Like speaking of which, here comes Gio. Let me get his take first. Gio, you just came right in time. We're talking Rams Seahawks Thursday night. I know you're excited for this. You probably took the day off. Tell me I already know what your prediction is going to be, but tell me what to watch for in this game. Do the Seahawks have a chance in this game, or are the Rams pissed off and they're going to ramshaw over the Rams or the Seahawks because they have no defense?
Well, the Rams unfortunately did not show up on Sunday at home. I mean, kudos to the Cardinals. They came in, played very well. Rams looked out of sync, but this game against the Seahawks, the one thing that the Seahawks have going for them, obviously, listen, their defense is not very good. They're one of the bottom of the barrel, but they're at home, right? The 12th man is there. It's going to be a loud situation, and playing in Seattle is a tough place to play. But we did see Tennessee a few weeks ago try to go up there and beat them by running the football. So if I'm the Rams this week, listen, don't play around, run the football, chew the clock out. Don't give the ball to Russell Wilson, because this is an offense that's been playing well the past few weeks. But I think for the Rams, I think this is a tough matchup. I think Seattle presents some difficult things. Yeah, Seattle's defense isn't great, but listen, it's a rivalry game, and these games, you just never know what's going to happen on the field. But the game's tomorrow, but the 12th man does kind of scare him a little bit. Last year, there wasn't no 12th man, right? So Seattle's kind of home field was a bit tainted, but it's back now, and it's a Thursday, and it's a night game.
Mm-hmm.
A day game is one thing, but a night game in Seattle is going to be tough for the Rams. I'm hoping they can get out because the next 3 weeks they have the Giants, the Texans, and the Lions. So I feel like it's a good stretch of games. But for the Rams, you got to win in Seattle because if they lose against Seattle, they're 0-2 in the division, and it's tough. It's a tough start so far.
Oh, for sure. And it's like you can, like I was telling earlier before you got on the show, you can throw records. I don't care if one team's 3-12 or the other one's undefeated.
Yeah.
You can throw these records out the window. It's always a tough game. Sometimes it's 9-6, 6-3, whatever. But it ain't gonna be the case Thursday night. That 12 man is gonna be rocking and rolling. We'll give you a little nugget on this as well. Russell Wilson is 4-0 in career record at home on Thursday night games. If that gives you any.
Oh, there you go. The Rams are gonna have a tall task.
But
I think the defense will be ready to go after last week. Just look lethargic, didn't look really interested, and Kyler Murray was just running up.
Well, like you said, I think this game means a little bit more to the Seahawks than it will for the Rams, just because of what you saw the Rams schedule. Rams schedule is getting kind of easy after this. Yeah, they're going to win the next 3 for sure, and they're going to be right there at the end. But the Seattle Seahawks, you don't know what you're going to get. That defense is horrific. DK Metcalf finally has shown up the past couple of weeks. Their run game is apparently Russell Wilson or bust at this point. Chris Carson's not doing so good.
I think Rudy had asked us for advice, and I don't think it worked out for him.
It didn't. It didn't work out so well Sunday. I'm sorry, Rudy. Maybe that's why you didn't.
The Falcons.
Yeah.
Gio, what's going on with Henderson? How healthy is he? I mean, they're saying he's supposed to play.
No, he played on Sunday, looked very good, but unfortunately, as Sean McVay tends to get beside himself, the Rams were in the red zone, didn't get barely any touchdowns. They kept throwing the ball, run the football. Sonny Michel did fumble. That game was really weird for the Rams. They threw a pick, a fumble. They got kind of behind early, but Henderson looked good. He looked really good, decisive. So I think it's very key for the Rams tomorrow to run the football. Don't get cute. You can get cute against the Giants, against the Texans, but don't get cute this game. Really just focus on moving the football because Seattle's offense, listen, they can put 30 on you quick, and it's a tough place to play.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one, but I'm sorry. I'm going to pick the Seahawks being at home. I just think it's going to mean a little bit more for the Seahawks. They're being at home, the 12th man. I think they need it a little bit more. I think the Rams know they have an easier schedule. I think let's face it. This division is going to get 3 teams in the playoffs. This division is really, really, really good. It's the best division in football. It might get all. Can they get all 4 teams in? They can, right? Because now the 17, you can get every. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but
I don't think it's going to happen.
I'm just saying they can.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's not going to happen. It's possible.
I just really think that if you look at the division, so what? The Carolina Panthers, I don't think they're going to have enough. Though they did get, they trade
Gilmore. They traded them.
Their secondary looks really good. Even with Horn out, I know he tore his Achilles. They're looking really good. A team that I think Tampa may have some problems with that defense.
You're right.
When they but for Carolina, I don't think they get in. I just don't think they're going to have enough. You could get 4 teams, sure, which would be insane because you could potentially see an all NFC West, NFC Championship game, which would be interesting. But I guess we'll wait and see. But I don't think there'll be 3 teams, sure. 4, that would be pretty crazy.
I mean, like I said, I think it's the best division in football. I mean, it depends on what Trey Lance does too, but we'll talk a little bit more about that later on.
Yeah.
Real quick, let's get to this game. Poor London. We give them the crappiest games in the world over there in London. On Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Central. So, Gio, we have to wake up early and do a show and before the game starts. I don't know. We need to talk about that. I don't know if I'm going to wake up that early to do a show. But anyway,
The
Real quick,
Jets.
Gio. Jets, Falcons. Little nugget on this one. Rookie quarterbacks are 0-4 in London games with a minus 78 point differential. Who do you got in this game? You feeling the Jets? Are back on the winning track?
They messed up my parlay last week. What the heck? I had the money in my hands. Look at the Jets in overtime. Again, another week where I'm right there about to get some decent money, and bam, it messes up. But anyway, shout out to the Jets. Tennessee, in their defense, though, Julio Jones and Brown was out, so they had a bunch of just Jags out there playing. The Falcons, of course, had the game won, and then all of a sudden, J.D. McKissick with just a little ring around the rosy and gets to the touchdown, and there you have it. The Falcons losing. So honestly, I'm going with the Jets here. I just feel like Atlanta come on. It's just every time I pick them, Trey, they lose. So it's like, you know what?
I think me and you, Gio, we wrote because Rudy was off this team a long time. We're like, no, we're going to give this team another. I think me and you both picked them. And they had the game won, whatever. But
Matt Ryan, to me, has regressed. And there was a report coming out that he said that he doesn't want to leave Atlanta. But honestly, I think it's time for Matty Ice. He needs a change of scenery. He should have done what Matthew Stafford did. Hey, once Julio Jones left, says, hey, can you trade me? And
exactly.
He could have ended up in a decent situation, maybe in Carolina, maybe somewhere else. But I just think it's done with the Falcons. He doesn't look the same. He looks bored, and he's getting beat up back there too. So give me the Jets. Jets, Jets.
I'm with you on that one. I'll take the Jets in that one. I think they're roaring high. Anyway, John Hernandez shining in, and thank you for listening, John. They should send the San Antonio Raiders to play in London.
Hey, you know what? I don't live in San Antonio, even though I do have them. Who is the San Antonio Raiders, Trey?
Raiders?
Wait. Sorry. I said Raiders.
Right. I think he meant Raiders instead of Riders.
Is that what there? I don't know.
No, I don't know either. I don't live in San Antonio either. Is that the semi-pro team, John?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm assuming. Sorry, John. That happens San Antonio parts of Canada.
That went over our head, right? Will, most exciting game of the day. Yeah. Jets, Falcons. Who do you got?
I watched into that Jets game. The amount they controlled that clock so good in overtime, they hardly gave Tennessee any time. I'm going with the Jets.
All right.
And hopefully they can get rookie Michael Carter involved. He seems to be kind of itching up there on the depth chart. Hopefully they can get him more involved. And the defense is really flying around on Sunday.
John Hernandez saying, yes, the old one.
What I'm reading is Mike Davis this is his make or break right here. Or he's out. He's not going to be the starter anymore as well.
Michelle Patterson. This guy has been balling. Have you seen this guy, Trey? He's been scoring touchdowns, kickoff returns, receiving.
Yes.
He's been.
And I was wrong. I was like, he's going to give you one game, and then you're not going to see him for the rest. But you know what? That's the one thing the Atlanta Falcons did right, was using him in the right ways. But why is he listed as a running back? Why is he listed as a running back?
Well, I think
depends on what league you're in.
That's true. Yeah.
I have one league that he's listed as a wide receiver or running back because of the number of plays, and the other ones he's just listed as a running back.
I remember the whole Taysom Hill fiasco last year where he was listed as a quarterback on ESPN, and I actually picked him up, but he was a tight end, and people got mad at me and said, hey, I'm just playing within the rules.
Exactly. My league he was listed as a tight end. He played one game as the quarterback. Yeah. Ridiculous.
Anyway, let's get through these games real quick because I know no one really cares about this. Another rookie matchup, Patriots and Texans.
Ugh.
Rookie quarterbacks are 1-10 versus New England since 2014. Do you trust Matt Mills to get it done this weekend? Will. Let's go, Will.
Let's go, Will.
I'm not going to watch this game. I got nothing. No skin in the game. Davis Mills probably going to look good, but he doesn't have a whole lot around him. Mac Jones is going to – he's been fairly solid all year. He's not outstanding. I just think this is going to be just a weird game to watch. No one's really going to watch it unless you're in the Texas area and you have to watch it. I just don't see this as a flashy game, to be honest with you. I think Mac Jones is going to have a good game. Brandon Cooks is probably going to have something. I don't know what's going on with Patriots. I got an update saying that Gilmore was dropped, and then when I got off of work, I read an article that said he was traded. I didn't know what to do.
I know why he was probably picked up.
Well, they were going to drop him, but then they had till like 4 o'clock Eastern time to trade him. And then they found a trade market. Luckily, it was the Carolina Panthers. So that's going to be fun. That secondary got a little bit better.
Bill said, ain't no way Tom's getting Stephon. I'm going to trade his ass. And that's exactly what they did.
I think they said. I think you're right. I think they said, you know what? We're going to wait. Never mind. Nope. Tom Brady's out there. We're not. Nope. We're trading him. We're going to make him face them.
Thanks, John. Thanks.
Thank you, Bill, for doing the right thing.
John Hernandez chiming in again. All football teams matter. Watch the games. These poor billionaires and millionaires can't but cocaine or hookers.
Well, we do remember Jerry Jones had those hooker photos quite some time ago.
That's
came
true.
out. So,
Jerry's a new guy. Jerry's a new guy.
Yeah. Well, he did cut Jalen Smith, right? I mean, that's definitely something different than the norm.
Well, we'll get into that a little bit later when we get to that game. But I want to hear your take on these rookies. Does Matt Mills have a chance against New England? I mean, he has one less corner to worry about.
He don't have a chance in hell. I mean, this is going to get ugly. Listen, that game against Buffalo, the only reason why I was watching that game last week with the Texans because I had Josh Allen, but this is going to be a disaster. Give me New England. New England better win this game. I will say Texans are better, I think, than expected with Lovie Smith on defense. Yes. Offensively, they can't really run the foot. They can't really do much of anything. But it could be actually a close game. I wouldn't be surprised here. But give me New England to bounce back, maybe a pick six. I see like a 17-6 ball game or something like that.
Well, I'm with you. They're traveling to Houston, right? And they're coming off that emotional. They should have won that game. I don't know why Bill Belichick. If I was Bill Belichick, I would have gone for it on 4th and 3 instead of kicking a 56-yard field goal in the rain. Even though he had the distance, it just took. If he had 2 or 3 more yards, he probably would have made it. But I think after the emotional week that both these teams had, the Buccaneers and the Patriots. I think the Patriots I think Houston plays – their defense has been playing until against Buffalo, of course. But I look for it to be a closer game what you expect, but I think Bill Belichick against rookie quarterbacks is just too much. And I think Mac Jones is playing well enough to get that team a victory. I look for them to win as well.
Do you think –
you know what? I could – go ahead.
If they would have had Cam Newton, do you think they'd beat Tampa?
Oh, I do.
In that weather, yeah.
I think so.
Absolutely.
In that weather, it gives you an extra running option. Basically, Mac Jones isn't doing anything Cam Newton wouldn't have done. Mac Jones ain't throwing the ball 50 yards down the field. He's only throwing it less than 30 yards. I think he only threw it over 30 yards one time this whole season. But he's doing what the defense is giving him, right? He's doing exactly right. He's reading the right reads. He's going through all his progressions. I could be wrong on Mac Jones. I thought he was a bust, but you know what? He's looking like a pretty good player. I mean, some people are comparing him to Tom Brady. I don't want to go that far just yet. But, this guy is playing very well of all the rookies so far, and I will give it to him on that. But, yeah, I think Cam Newton would have given him a better shot with the veteran leadership and everything like that, reading the defense, but I think they would have got a better shot at it. But, they played great. They had a chance to win it. Tom Brady didn't win that game for any stretch of the imagination. The defense pretty much won that game for him.
But do you think that Bill Belichick is wanting to stay for another few years? Because, honestly, I just don't see him being that interested in staying with this team.
He doesn't look
that
much.
As a GM?
Well, as a coach.
I think he sticks around to be a GM, but not coaching.
I don't think he'll be a GM. I think he's tired of it. I really do. I think he's tired of it. I think him and Pop retire at the same time.
That'd be interesting.
Anyway, moving on. The Eagles are traveling to Carolina after Carolina's best defense got ramshotted all over by the Dallas Cowboys. The best defense in the league. But let's just face it, the Carolina Panthers haven't.
Oh, bless his heart.
Listen. No, the Carolina Panthers had the number one defense, but I'm not giving any stock to that because they beat teams who haven't won games yet. They played rookie quarterback. They beat the Saints, but the Saints were going through that COVID thing with the coaches and everything like that. They weren't really mentally prepared. I didn't know what they were going to get with the Carolina. There was no Christian McCaffrey, so it's still kind of like, what are we going to get? Now that they add Stephon Gilmore to this loaded secondary, let's face it, Cowboys. Dak Prescott didn't have a very good game. It was all about Zeke Elliott and that running attack last week in that offensive line. Do you see the Philadelphia Eagles going in there and doing the same thing with Jalen Hurts with the option read quarterback that he is? In the receiving core and the running, and Miles, is this a game Miles Sanders starts going off against the Carolina Panthers? Or does the Panthers get back on track and they go to 4-1? Gio, go with you.
This is a tough game for me. I thought the Eagles in certain stretches played well against the Chiefs, but obviously the Chiefs. And also, we talked about taking away Travis Kelce, and they did take away Travis Kelce, and Tyreek Hill had 3 touchdowns and literally destroyed me in fantasy football. But this is a toss-up game for me. I think the Eagles, I like them in this matchup here. Carolina offensively, though, with Moore and Anderson, if they would have had Christian McCaffrey, I would really love to pick them here. But I'm going to go with the Eagles on the road, I believe, to upset. Not necessarily an upset, but to beat Carolina. I liked what I saw against the Chiefs. Even though they lost, I just really enjoyed what I watched from the Eagles. Is Trey on mute?
I am. Thank you, Gio. Thank you.
I was like, what's going on?
I put my daughter to sleep. And
all right.
Anyway, like you said, the Eagles have been like, they can move the ball. Jalen Hurts can move. I'm really impressed with the way he can throw the deep. They just don't have many weapons. The offensive line is banged up like it always is. They need to start addressing that. The defensive line isn't that good as well. But they lost Graham. I see Sam Darnold going off running the ball. I didn't know that Sam Darnold was leading the league in rushing touchdowns until he played the Cowboys. That was a new stat to me. But just a little nugget before I go to Will. Hurts and Darnold both rank in the top 10 in combined pass and rushing yards this season. Will, who do you have? You taking the Eagles?
I like the Eagles. I think they have a chance, but I think it's going to come down to the defense of Carolina to win this one. It sounds like a 50-50 chance that McCaffrey's going to come back. That he's game time decision. I'm not sure what's going on. I just think that Carolina is going to slow the game down and do what they've been doing. They're going to throw it to DJ Moore a lot and just kind of play some defense.
Yeah, DJ Moore's he's been killing it.
Yeah, Robbie Anderson isn't on the roster anymore, I feel like.
Yeah, Robbie Anderson doesn't get a look at. Well, Rudy, Trayvon Diggs he's good.
He's got 5 interceptions this season already. 5.
He's all right.
We're going to talk
Come on now. Brady's like 40 years old. He's just throwing picks.
Oh, okay. Well, track. I'm going to say that for
anyways. I think Miles Sanders. This is a game that Miles Sanders can have a good game.
I do too.
With Carolina struggling against the run, but I don't think Jalen is going to be able to throw on it.
But the problem with that is the Eagles' offensive line sucks. They're horrible. They're injured. They have nobody.
I think
they blocked Carolina.
I think he was out that game too. I don't think Lane played.
Yeah.
So they're really struggling with the offensive line. Can they keep the offense going? I did like what I saw. I'm going to pick them this week, but Carolina with that secondary, whoever they play this year, it's going to be tough.
I'm sure the Dallas Cowboys. Just kidding. Anyway. Moving on.
It's turning into the Dallas Cowboys plug-in show here.
No, it's not. I just like giving y'all hell because y'all think I'm this front-runner Cowboy fan. I'm a realist Cowboy fan. I give you my realist takes. But anyway, I got the Panthers in this game. I think there's going to be too much Sam Darnold. I think it's going to be too much DJ Moore, and I think those wide receivers step up, and I think they're playing at home is going to give them the advantage. Moving on, Lions, Vikings. Even though the Lions are 0-4, I could be wrong about this team. This team's going to win more than 2 games. This team is playing hard for Dave Campbell, right? Swift's having a good year. Jared Goff, I'm saying he's less than average, but he's probably good for Jared Goff. I'm not a big Jared Goff fan anyway. But they don't quit. This team is not good, but they're not really bad either. Like they're never going to be, even though they're down by 21 points in the fourth quarter, don't turn the TV set off because they're still going to be in that game. Dave Campbell has his team rocking and rolling. They're playing the Vikings. We don't know what to make of the Vikings. The Vikings have the offensive weapons there. They have an all-pro. They just don't have a very good quarterback, which I went on and signed him to an $83 million contract to begin with anyway, because I think Kirk Cousins is a total bust, and I wouldn't trust him to save my life anyway. I just believe that the Detroit Lions are going to get the win this week. Prove me I'm wrong, Will. Prove me I'm wrong. Detroit Lions over the Minnesota Vikings this week. Even though Minnesota has won 7 straight games against Detroit, I think Dave Campbell gets the first win this season in the Lions.
I can't prove you wrong because I think Detroit's a solid team. They're never out of any game, it seems like this year. They make, even in garbage time, you give up 1 score, but somehow they get 2 scores in garbage time. I mean, they make everything close. They have a 2-headed monster in the backfield. Swift and Williams, they're playing good. Hawkinson is playing way better than I thought he would this year. He made a name for himself late in the season last year, I feel like. But this year, I mean, he's there. He seems like he's a top 5, top 3 tight end. This team just plays hard. I don't know whatever Campbell's got going on, but they play for this guy. They love him. They do whatever they can. They blood, sweat, and tears for this guy. So I mean, I'm going to pick Minnesota, but it does not surprise me if Detroit beats them.
Yeah, like I said, Detroit's on the verge of that first victory. You don't know what you're getting at Minnesota. 1 week they look really good, and then last week, oh my God, Baker Mayfield has the worst game of his life against the Minnesota Vikings, and they still can't score more than 7 points. Kirk Cousins is abysmal. You have all those weapons in Adam Thielen, Jefferson, Cook played. Then you have even Madison. I mean, he's a great running back too. They should score more than 7 points, even though it is a good Cleveland defense. But I don't think it's the greatest Cleveland defense I've ever seen in my life, or the best defense I've ever seen in my life. Gio, do you see that the Vikings are going to go off this game and go to 2-3, or do you think the Lions are going to get the first victory?
I think Minnesota. I think the Vikings are just a weird team right now. You'll see them 1 week light it up, and then the next week they score 7 points last week. It's just a very odd inconsistencies of Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk can play very well, but he plays well in stretches, and then he'll just kind of flatline. You're like, what's going on, Kirk? But I think the Vikings should win this game. They're the better football team. They have the better running back. Their defense has struggled the last week against the Browns. They did play well. The Browns just couldn't really get the passing game going. But give me Minnesota, Kirk Cousins. I think they have enough firepower to beat the Lions. But it's been a crazy season so far. I could be completely wrong, but give me Minnesota. And I think Zimmer is on the hot seat. I think it's time now to, hey, you know what? There's Viking fans that love Zimmer. There's some of them who hate him. But I think he's on the hot seat. If he has another losing season, I think it's time.
Well, let me ask you this. Because I was fixing to ask you this anyway, and you brought it up, so I'm just going to piggyback on what you're saying. If the Vikings lose this game and drop to 1-4 and lose to the Detroit Lions, does Zimmer get fired this week? Or do they wait it out?
I think they wait it out. I think it's a team. I think they respect Zimmer a lot. I just don't see them firing him mid-season. I just find it hard to believe. But if they go, 3 or 4 wins this season, which I just find it hard to believe. They have so much talent on offense. You should be able to win certain games. And they almost had the Cardinals beat in that game a few weeks ago. But for me, I think Zimmer, listen, he's been successful. But honestly, it just doesn't seem to be working out right now. And I'm sure Vikings fans will disagree. Some of them will. But honestly, I think that team is too talented to. If they fall 1-4, I just nah. And he's not really he's not Jeff Fisher, but he's Jeff Fisher to me with more wins. That's what I'm just gonna put him as.
Would you classify this team? I mean, do they kind of remind you of the old, like the Dallas Cowboys? Like all this talent in the world, but they find ways to lose games that they should win? Will?
I mean, you could put them on that level, but I don't think they have the same amount of talent. I mean, when you're talking that, I mean, Dallas had way better quarterback play. I mean, we're talking Kirk Cousins here. I mean, Indiana's last year of this guaranteed contract. Next year, give me a new coach and give me a new quarterback. I mean, just give it to me. Matt Ryan, I don't care. Shane Rattler, somebody. Desmond Ridder from University of Cincinnati. Give me somebody. Somebody's got to be able to do quarterback play with the weapons that are there offensively. Minnesota's defense, I mean, I feel like they have one or two players. Their defense just can't play good, solid defense together. I feel like with this team, you might see, is it Xavier Howard, right? He's the cornerback there. He might ask for a trade.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with this team, with how good he's playing and been playing, you don't want to be on a losing team. You know, you're seeing that as a trend more and more in the NFL now. I want out. Trade me. I don't want to be here. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, as far as talent-wise, I think the Cowboys had better talent all around than this team.
I didn't say they didn't. I'm just saying that they had a lot of talent and they just can't seem to get it. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Huh?
See, Trey plugs in the Cowboys every chance he gets.
I do.
Well,
Just to
you
see.
know,
I didn't know. It just reminds me of the
ignore
Dallas because yes, even though Tony Romo was a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins, but look at these. They have one of the best running back in the league. They have a great, probably the top 7 wide receiver in the league in Jefferson. You got a red zone lead in Thielen. You got a backup for a running back in Mathis. This team has all the time, and you're only scoring 7 points. That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm not trying to say it just reminds me of that. Like they had a chance to beat the Arizona Cardinals, but yet they missed a 33-yard field goal. Just like that's what I'm just comparing apples to oranges here. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to bring the Cowboys.
No,
you know what? Fine.
For
the next 30 minutes, I'm not talking Cowboys. How about that?
I mean, listen, he had a decent season last year. He went like 30-13.
Yeah, but he's not this year though. I think he led the league in passing, like third in the league in passing yards or something like that. But anyway,
he plays well, and the thing is, he plays well in stretches, and then he'll get these clocks where they only score 7-10. But they'll probably beat a team this year that they're not supposed to. But the talent is there enough to at least been winning the past few weeks. But
all right, let's move on because we're talking way too much about this game, which I really didn't want to anyway. The two teams that I cannot figure out this season to save my life. I really can't. I don't know what I'm getting from both these teams. The Saints look world beaters, look like Super Bowl contenders in the first game, being the Packers 34-3, and then they go out and lose, and then now they're 2-2, and then you have the Washington football team, not the Redskins, the Washington football team, who was one of the best defense in the league last year, are now allowing 30.5 points per game this season. That is the third most in the NFL. What is going on in Washington? They're both 2-2. Who do you have? This game is in Washington, D.C. Who do y'all have? Is Jameis Winston going to pull it out of his hat and win again, Gio? Is he the man?
Jameis is looking boring back there. It's gotten to the point where they're using Taysom Hill a lot. And Jameis, I mean, he's not playing horrible, but he's really not doing much either.
So you're saying that laser eye surgery didn't do good for him?
Well, I thought the Giants defense is actually last season was actually, I believe, ranked in the top 10. So it's a formidable defense coming back. But for the Redskins, I cannot say that word. But for the Washington football team, listen, the defense eventually needs to come around with all that talent they have. And given the Washington football team this week, I didn't like what I've seen from the Saints the past few weeks. It's just been up and down, inconsistencies. I think Washington gets it done, and I think they found a way to win that game. And Heineke, listen, he's been playing well. The kid can play.
Mm-hmm. I think he was my sleeper fantasy.
Don't put Fitzpatrick. Listen, leave Fitz on the bench. Heineke can play. He can win you games.
He definitely can. He almost beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year in the wild card game.
He should have.
He should have, but he didn't. But, they're here, there. Will, who do you have? Saints football team. Does Heineke get the win, or is Jameis Winston makes us believers again of them? Or is this going to be a Taysom Hill show from here on out?
I mean, I love Tyler Heineke. I love his story. I'm going with the Saints. I don't know why. I think Jameis is playing a lot better this year. He's not doing a whole lot of boneheaded stuff. I think teams are honing now on making him beat them. I mean, Alvin Kamara has not looked like Alvin Kamara the last few years. I mean, they're not trying to get him involved in the passing game as much as they usually do. If he can't run it, they're gonna give him a swing pass, something where he catches 5 to 8 passes, and that's just not happening this year either. I just think they're gonna have to start getting some better play from their wide receivers until Michael Thomas comes back, if he comes back, because he's demanding a trade. Says he won't play again, but I think you give him another week or two, because what is this, week 5? So he should be back next week 7 or week 6 from that injury. So I mean, I think it might be a different team. I think as long as they can stay within 500 and Michael Thomas comes back, I think you're going to see a completely different Jameis Winston, completely different Saints team. I think they get this win, though.
You know what? I'm done picking the Saints. It kind of pissed me off like the Falcons did. I thought the Saints were going to be rocking and rolling the first home game in the Dome this season after the hurricane and everything, after the fire, and they just blew an egg. And I'm tired of the Saints team. I think Sean Payton's overrated. I don't think they're a good team. I don't think Jameis Winston's a very good quarterback, and I don't think that the defense is not going to be as good as it ever has been. I think it's time for them to move on from Sean Payton, but that's just my cake. And
come on.
Yeah, he's been there way too long. He's won 1 Super Bowl in 2009. He's choked every playoff game away. He's had the best team. He beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 33, blow them out by 50 points in the regular season. Then he can't win. Then he gets blown out, and then he loses in a miracle play in the Minnesota. And then
Sean is.
I think he's done in New Orleans, but I think he'd be a good head coach somewhere else. That's what I'm trying to get at. I think his time is just worn out.
He'll be good in Dallas.
That's what I was hoping for that last year, but you know what? It didn't happen. Again, Mike McCarthy, who won a Super Bowl.
He still has it. I think he's still a good coach, and I think he's going to stay.
Yeah, but
I highly doubt they fire him this year at least. But
their defense isn't playing as good as either.
A few years ago, though, probably like 5 or 6 years ago, I thought they were going to fire him. He started off 0-4. I think it was like 2015, maybe 2016, where they were not looking very good, and then they kind of caught pretty good the past few years getting in the playoffs. But Drew hasn't done anything, and we can't forget about some of their blunders in the playoffs.
John Hernandez chiming in again. Name Washington after the politician, the Washington pervert, or the DC con man. Sorry, I thought that was kind of funny, but anyway. It's been a long day. I need a laugh. Anyway, remember, we're picking all these games. You can too. You can pick your draft. You can pick your lineup on DraftKings. Just use the promo code TPPN, TBPN, to get your account ready for the upcoming week of games, not season, the week of games. Remember, you can play tomorrow night, Thursday. I mean, preseason basketball has already started. You can use lineups already for that as well. DraftKings is the place to go if you want. They have leagues in for 1 cent all the way up to thousands of dollars. Remember, always use that TPPN code to get into your league at any chance you have to. It's a fun way to make money, and it's so easy to fund, and you're going to throw your phone in once you lose because you find out that you suck, and you should have picked someone after you didn't pick them. Also, if you're a gambling man like myself, go to Busher.com. If you want to do a parlay like Gio and bet on the freaking Titans and then the Jets blow you out and ruin your parlay. And if you're like me and you pick the Auburn Tigers to win and just need one game. But anyway, go to Busher.com. They have everything from parlays to single games to horse racing to in-game betting to prop bets, anything like that, go to Busher.com/sweep the league. They'll get you hooked up over there. It's a fun, easy way to get all your games in there as well. And also, United Collision Care Center. If your car's dinged up, go take it to Lewis and his guys over there. They'll get you right fixed up. It won't be sitting in the garage for very long. Those guys will take really good care of you, make it look brand new, like off the showroom off the car room floor. Make sure you go to visit Lewis at United Car Care Collision as well. Oh, okay. That's a lot. Rudy, I don't know how you do all this promo code. I need to get like a.
Can we just record it and just play it like in the background?
We should. These are all like tongue twisters. He makes it look so easy. But hey, this is only my second time running the show, so sorry if that sucks. Whatever.
Damn it, Rudy.
Okay, real quick. He's prepping for his show. Remember, Sweep the League. The radio starts in 2 weeks. Actually, 10 days. 10 days. The 17th. 17th? Yeah, 17th. Yeah. Make sure you check out those guys over there at 9:30 a.m. The Answer on the app or the radio or computer. Listen to them 2 hours. They're going to be covering the Spurs. They'll be covering basketball, football, the Sunday night game as it's going on. So make sure you can watch the game and listen to Rudy and the guys over there. They'll have everything taken care of for you right there. Real quick, I want to Dolphins, Buccaneers. Let's move to this game. Anyone picking against Buccaneers in this game? Tom Brady has 12 career losses versus Miami. Double the amount of any other team he has played against.
Nope. Give me the Buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
Fire the cannons. Fire the cannons.
Fire the cannons because who is it Brissett, right? As the quarterback for the Dolphins. They didn't do anything against the Colts last week, which I figured they wouldn't. That's why they were part of my parlay. But fire the cannons, man. This could get ugly. But I think Dolphins will play well in this game. It just won't be enough.
You're right. Talk about a disappointing team in the
Dolphins game. They
year.
don't have a quarterback. This is going to be a stat padding game for the Bucs, I feel like.
Well, they got to get Ben DiNucci.
That's true. Anyway, I'm moving on from this game. When I first looked at this game coming up,
I know, right?
Looking at this game coming up, I thought it was going to be the dumbest game of the week, but when the season started. But Packers at Bengals. Do you see the Bengals playing an upset against Aaron Rodgers and those guys in Green Bay and coming back into the division? And where Gio lives, the Chicago Bears team, having a chance to come up and tie in the division this week. You see the Packers losing it.
I could see that. I feel like the Bengals are, they're starting to grow on us, right? They're getting better every week after that blunder. Another loss parlay when the Bengals lost to the Bears. But I think this could be the Bengals' opportunity here. The crowd's going to be going. Bengals defense has improved, not where they should be, but they're definitely getting better by the week. And offensively, they can put up points. I'm going with the upset here. Aaron Rodgers has been feeling himself. He's been hippieing all across Green Bay with his little ponytail. Give me the Bengals in an upset. The Cardiac Cats trying to get a win here.
I agree with you, Gio. I think he's feeling himself he's beating really bad teams. Let's just be honest with ourselves. He beat the Lions. He beat the Steelers.
Is just a shell of himself. He's just a shell.
The Steelers aren't what they used to. The Steelers suck. Ben Roethlisberger they should have cut away. Well, anyway, we'll get to that in a little bit. Will, who do you have? Bengals, Packers. The Bengals come up to life and still be on top of the division after week 5?
They have a chance to be tied.
He's not going to do it.
Cincinnati's, they're not what we thought they were going to be, right? So many questions, this, that, and another. Offense, defense, offensive line. They're winning. It's not necessarily pretty, but they're winning. They're finding ways to win. This is part of that being a young team that is cocky. They think they can win. They're not scared to lose. They're not scared to take the chances. That's why I like this team. They're young. They don't back down. I just think Green Bay is going to pull this out. It's going to be a lot closer than anybody thinks. I think Burrows is going to have a really good game and make Aaron work for it. I don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is going to be the person to talk about with this game, to be honest with you. I think it might be Aaron Jones. if he plays.
Okay. Well, just a key note: Cincinnati has won 3 of the last 4 against Green Bay. That's a token for you. If you want to take it to Busher.com and place a bet on that game. Bengals have had their number.
I don't think I'll be parlaying that game, but
I'm not touching that game, but you can go ahead. I'm not touching that game one bit.
Honestly, I'll probably parlay the Packers to win that game, even though I'm picking the Bengals to win.
Okay, next game, kind of lopsided. I don't know who to pick. I'm not touching this game to save my life either. We have the 3-1 Broncos versus the 1-3 Steelers in Pittsburgh. The Steelers come back, and Ben Roethlisberger looks like the old Ben Roethlisberger, or does he still look like the old grumpy old man that he is with Kane in the backfield? Who do we have, Will?
I'm going with the Broncos, but that's the only reason why I'm going with the Broncos is because Ben's got one foot in the grave, and the guy who I thought was going to save this team this year and help Mike Tomlin keep his streak alive, he's not doing anything. I mean, I don't know what they're doing with Najee Harris, but this guy is a beast, and he looks like he shouldn't even be in the same realm as some of these SEC running backs that are studs in the league. I mean, I thought he was a mini Derrick Henry, and he's looking not like that. He's looking like a Trent Richardson.
Well, I think their offensive line's been struggling. They got a lot of injuries up front too. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you put him with,
but I mean, I thought this guy can block, he can pass, or he can catch, he can run, he can do it all. I don't know if they're using him in the right sense. I don't know if they're using him correctly.
Well, you know what? There's a team in LA that could definitely use him, the LA Rams. But anyway, I don't know who the hell. I don't know who's going to win this game, honestly, because.
So I'm not touching it.
Is Teddy Bridgewater going to play? Because if they don't, who's the backup again? Who's horrible?
Locke?
Yeah, if Locke is starting this week, honestly, I'm probably going with the Steelers. But if Locke's starting, I'm going with Pittsburgh. If Teddy's starting, I'm going with Denver this week. And Vic Fangio, did you guys see what happened with him and the Ravens?
Yes.
So he was very upset because the Ravens
He's a whiner.
He was trying to go for that 100-yard record, which
who freaking cares? Who cares?
I get it, right? But it means something to the Ravens. It means something to run for 100 yards for 44 or 43 straight games. It's very impressive, and kudos to that organization because that's a record that's I'm not sure if it's going to be beat again, but give me the Broncos if Teddy plays. If Andrew Luck plays, give me the Steelers because I do not trust him. That guy threw a horrible pick I saw against the Steelers. It's just – so this is a game, like I say, don't go to Busher.com and bet this game. Do something else because this is not a game.
I'm not touching this game. I'm not – like I said, I'm not touching it.
I watched this game, and when Drew Lock went out there, the crowd was ready to leave. They were just sitting there like, why are we here? Like, we have a chance, now we have no chance. They just sucked all the energy out of the game. The crowd was just sitting there like, what are we doing? Like, that's how much Teddy means to this team. And it seems like the fans know that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not touching this game, but I'll pick the Steelers just because I think the Broncos haven't played anybody. So if anyone's watching us and not watching the NLDS, just a quick score update. It is still tied 1-1 going in the top of the 7th inning. So good ball game over there. Don't talk about Gio. Don't talk about it.
No, what time is the Yankee game tomorrow?
I don't.
No, seriously, what time is the game?
They're not playing until March of next year, right?
Damn. Okay, I must have not caught that.
Well, real quick, I'm kind of like I hate that we lose to Boston, but in the word sense, I'm kind of like, okay, would I rather use the Boston or get swept by the Rays? Like, just get it over with, pull the Band-Aid off, and be done with it. But Garrett Cole, I don't know why we paid this guy $35 million this year. But the Yankees got to do a lot more retooling this year. But we can talk about that at a different time. Okay, so the only reason I'm bringing this game up, I think we're all going Titans and Jaguars. I think we're all going Titans right here. But I think the question is over or under, how many lap dances does Urban Meyer get in Jacksonville this week?
Oh, Urban, my friend. What
It's a
happened?
party town.
Listen, it's Jacksonville. I've been there before. It's very party-ish city. Listen, come on, Urban. I'm going to go with 5 lap dances. I'm not sure if he learned his lesson. Well, it felt like they were going to probably fire this guy because it looks pretty bad. And the owner came out, who he never comes out about anything, but he came out and talked about the situation. He was disappointed in Urban. But you know what, though? I could see Jacksonville winning this week. I thought they played okay last week against Cincinnati and had their chances to actually win that game. So give me the Jacksonville Lap Jaguars. We're an upset this week. Something's going to happen to that team, and they're going to come firing out. Hey, the Jets won last week. Why not Jacksonville this week?
I never heard of a coach not going on the team plane and flying home with their team, which makes you wonder. Jacksonville has more, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, better clubs tonight than Ohio does. I don't understand it, but maybe because he used to live in Ohio. I don't know.
Mike McCarthy was getting massages. Remember what Aaron said about that, where he was getting massages in his
First off, he ain't my coach. I didn't hire him. I didn't want to hire him.
But
anyway, I wanted to hire Urban Meyer, but
he would have. Jerry would have been there too.
Exactly. Hey, Will, who do you have in this game, real quick? Titans, Jaguars. You beating the Jaguars? Any chance in this game?
They got no chance. They don't want to play for this guy. They want this guy already gone. I'm assuming the only reason we haven't fired him is because of whatever's in his contract. I mean, he's got to have a pretty good contract. This is stuff that follows this guy for the last 3 stops he's been at, right? There are issues in Florida, issues at Ohio State, and now he's in the NFL, and we're already having issues, and we're not even halfway through.
I think he should go to Texas and be the head coach there.
No, I like Steve Sarkisian. No, I like
you're
Steve.
done.
I'm done for liking Steve Sarkisian. Are you serious? Okay.
No, we're talking to Gio. He's done.
You had a chance.
I was going to say.
If I had Steve, and no offense to him, he's a good coach, but if I can get Urban Meyer, I'm firing him. Listen, wherever Urban's been, to be fair, he's been successful.
In college.
No, well, that's the Texas Longhorns. That's what we're talking about, Trey.
No, you said that. No, you said everywhere he's been at. So I was thinking teams then.
Well, I mean, okay, if you want to count the whole Jacksonville fiasco, sure, but
Austin doesn't have a big enough name hospital for him. So
no. Anyway, Browns, Chargers. I think this has the potential to be a great game. Chargers are showing their muscles. I think they're one of the best. I think they're top 6 in team in the NFL right now. Justin Herbert looking at first being a candidate for not rookie of the year, MVP caliber player. That's a quarterback right now since Matthew Stafford came back down to life last week against the Arizona Cardinals. Do the Browns, the Baker Mayfield, get back on his high horse and start playing well, or is it just not his year again, and it's going to have to be the Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt show?
Well, I don't. Baker Mayfield's been pretty bad. He's not playing very well. He's lucky he's got those 2 animals back there running the football. That offensive line's pretty good too. So give me the Chargers this way. I think they're playing better. And although Beckham, it seems I saw something like Baker's just been kind of forcing it at certain times. Now, obviously, Odell's been off, so they haven't been playing together for a little bit. But Baker Mayfield, if I'm the Browns, I don't think I give him that contract. Honestly, I may want to look elsewhere. I just don't see it. I'd rather pay someone else. Shit, bring Matt Ryan in for 2 years. But it's just going to be – I honestly don't think Baker's the answer in Cleveland. I know it's early, but just from watching it, I know he almost beat the Chiefs, but that defense is just not very good for the Chiefs. But I don't think Baker's a mandate for Cleveland. Get someone else in there because this is a really talented team, and they're going to be in games regardless. But Give me the Chargers here. The LA Chargers, not San Diego.
Will, you picking your Browns?
No. Going with the Chargers.
Wow.
I gotta go with the Chargers. They're playing better. I mean, you can only do so much. Cleveland's got a defense. They're going to be in every game possible. Baker's just playing bad. Everyone loves him here, but it's just not going to work. You can't use the two running backs for everything.
No.
I mean,
Well,
you're using the running backs for everything.
And also, the past few weeks, I've been seeing in the red zone, they keep putting in Kareem Hunt. Leave Nick Chubb in the game towards the red zone. I've been noticing that. But anyway, that's something.
That made me mad because I actually had Nick Chubb on my DraftKings fantasy team, and they're at the 2-yard line. They put Kareem. I'm like, seriously? Nick Chubb? Come on. It took him like 8 tries to get 1 yard. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I do think they're trying to just keep Kareem happy, and I think he's been playing well after what happened to him in Kansas City a few years ago. But no, give me that football team. I think the Chargers trade. I think they're just going to be a little bit too much for the Browns. Though I think the Browns defense will definitely keep them in the game if need be.
I guess we lost Will. Okay. Or it's past his bedtime. One of the two.
The show must go on.
Exactly. It's going on with Gio and Trey right here. All right. Bears, Raiders. Raiders came back down to Derek Carr and everyone came back down to live. Chargers flexed their muscles after that hour rain delay in a dome, which I never heard of my entire life, which is kind of weird and stupid to me anyway. The Bears finally made a decision. Looks like it's going to be Fields as starting quarterback over Andy Dalton in the future. So my question is Matt Nagy finally put in place for Justin Fields, or do they leave the same offense and make it head-scratching where Justin Fields doesn't have a chance? And do the Raiders go on and win this game, make it 4-1?
I'm not sure what's going on with Nagy. It seems to be a little mysterious, honestly, Trey, because didn't he named Dalton the starter at the beginning of the week, I believe, and then now he's starting Fields. So I don't know if there's any sabotage going on, but I saw that game a few weeks ago where they got demolished. And offensively with Fields, he did play well last week at least in certain spots. So listen, run the football option. Now Montgomery's out for 4 or 6 weeks.
Montgomery's out.
So you got Damian Williams there. The Bears are going to run the football with him. So I think the situation is very simple. Just build on what he can do, right? Build your offense on what he can do good. Don't just run what you run because that's your system, right? Like, run what they do well. Like, we saw Mike Shanahan, right? When he drafted Robert Griffin, did he just run his own West Coast system? No, you saw a lot of pistol. You saw a lot of option play. So just play within the guy's strengths, because you're probably going to get fired anyway at the end of the season. So just kind of evaluate him for the next coach. But give me the Raiders. I did pick the Raiders last week against the Chargers. But I think John Gruden has them ready to play. Defensively, they kind of ran into some problems against the Chargers. But this is going to be a tough game, though, Trey. I think the Bears' defense is pretty good, and to play up against that offense of the Raiders. So give me the Raiders, but it's going to be a hard-fought, I think, a physical game. John loves to run the football. The Bears play a physical style of defense. And also, it looks like the Bears are probably going to be moving to the suburbs over here in Chicago, in Arlington Heights, because apparently the city's kind of cheap. So the Bears are going to be moving to the suburbs. It's kind of more than just being cheap, but yeah, they could be playing in the suburbs, which I think is a good spot. I've been to Soldier Field, and a little bit of a pain to get into. So
I'm with you on everything you just said, which is hard for me to believe. But give me the Raiders just because they're at home in that black hole. I think that crowd's gonna be rocking and rolling. That crowd is very loud over there in Las Vegas. They support those Raiders over there. I think Fields is gonna have a hard time with no Montgomery. I think it's going to be hard. Like you said, that Bears defense is good. They're not great, but they are good. I just think it's going to be a little bit of weapons that Justin Fields has, but like you said, Nagy needs to put in an offense that fits him more than it does his style offense. And
he can also run what he did for Trubisky. Remember, Trubisky would run around, a lot of rollouts. Just get Fields on the run. Don't keep him stationary to the point where he's going to get shellacked in the pocket because he got hit. I think it was last week, Troy. He got lit up, I think, one time.
Yes.
So he also got lit up in the preseason against the Bills. So just run the offense around him. Get him out in the pocket. Move him around. Just get him out in space. He's athletic, right? Use his strength. Don't keep him in the pocket just looking like Matt. And I'm not sure why I keep mentioning Matt Ryan today, but just move him out of the pocket and just get him going.
I think you have a man crush on Matt Ryan. But anyway, we're moving on to another NFC West opponent. The 49ers go to Phoenix or to Tempe or Phoenix. I think they're playing Tempe. Tempe, Arizona, to face the best team in the NFL right now, the Arizona Cardinals.
Whatever.
Is this the game where the Arizona Cardinals – do you see a game where this is my question towards y'all. Is this going to be like the Rams effect? And I called it, Gio. The Rams are going to play flat after that big win against the Buccaneers. Is this going to be the same thing with Arizona, who finally got this off the schneid? Cliff Kingsbury finally get they act like they won the Super Bowl. Do they come back to life and the 49ers get the victory here today or this Sunday?
Yeah. I think the 49ers beat the Cardinals simply because I think
Trey Lance.
The Rams, they ran the football very well. Unfortunately, they got down early. They had to move away from the run. But the Cardinals' run defense to me, didn't look very good. So I think Kyle Shanahan will have this team ready to play. They had Seattle, though I think Seattle's just a better team right now than the 49ers. But give me the 49ers in the upset because I don't like the Cardinals. And the media is loving them like they loved us. But this is how the NFL works. You're the darling for a few weeks, and then nobody likes you. They throw you out and take you out there for a good butt whooping. So give me San Francisco. Can we get a Trey Sermon sighting, please? Because Kyle Shanahan is starting to really piss me off when it comes to this running, whatever he does there.
I'm with you because I had Trey Sermon on a low money, like really low, and I was like, "Oh, I can build my draft around him," and then because I thought he was going to get more running, but he didn't do anything because of freaking the head coach.
But
anyway,
he's going to have a game though. You watch. There's going to be a game where he gets like 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Know. Of course he will. Of course he will. When I don't draft on DraftKings, and that's when he's going to go off for 50 points. Will, real quick, do you think the Cardinals get the first loss against the 49ers?
No. I think Cardinals are going to one more week. I mean, I said earlier when we started all this, when we were reviewing everything, Cliff Kingsbury, I think, is on the hot seat. This is the way he's starting. It's a matter of how they're going to look the whole year. I mean, if they start off 4-5-0 and then they just hit a slum, I mean, it's possible with this division. Anything's possible how good this division is. But I think they get past the 49ers because the 49ers are in a slight learning curve. I mean, Ayuk's not playing very well. They got a question mark at the running back position. Trey Lance is going to probably get the start. I mean, the only bright side that the 49ers have right now is Deebo Samuel. And they're using him in every aspect like they always do. And he's looking like a top wide receiver in the league. I think Kyler Murray's got a little bit more magic, a little bit more razz and dazz, and he's just going to get them by one more week until they lose.
And the only reason Gio is picking the 49ers because he wants to get back in first place in that division.
No, there's absolutely no hidden agendas here. There's no type of hate. I just simply think that – no, I'm just kidding. No, you know what? The NFL has a good way of humbling. And the Rams were high. We were flying high, and they bring you down to earth. We saw Tampa flying high last year. And what happens? At home against the Saints, lose, 38 to 3, 38 to 10, or whatever the case may be.
38 to 3.
The NFL, we saw the Packers get shellacked week 1. It happens in this league. The Cardinals will get theirs. Hopefully it's against us, but They'll get their butt whooping eventually. It happens.
Probably be in Cleveland.
All right. Yeah, well, whatever.
It's
Anyway,
possible.
Sunday night game. Sunday night game. I can't wait for this game. I will say probably the best. I will say this: the best team in NFL. It wasn't the Cardinals. The Bills go into Arrowhead to face the Kansas City Chiefs. Did the Chiefs get back on track last week? That's my key. They run short over the Eagles. They finally get back on track, or was just the Eagles just being bad? I think we're going to find out a lot about this game this week. I think we're going to find out who the Bills really are and who the Chiefs really are playing against each other. Because let's face it, yeah, the Bills have shut out 2 opponents, but they've been against Houston and the New York Jets. So I'll leave it up to y'all. Who's going to be the better quarterback? Who's going to lead their team to victory? Bills or Chiefs? Will, we'll start with you.
I don't know. I mean, this is a game that you would think is going to be a great
the fans
game.
Need to know, Will.
I think this is one of those games you're looking at. This is going to be a great chess match, but like the way Kansas City's been playing lately, yeah, I mean they're trying to run the ball and BEH is looking great. I think Buffalo pulls it out, and the Kansas City Chiefs are going to panic mode after they lose. I mean,
Give me
the Bills. I'm sorry. The Bills have to figure out who they want to beat them. Is it going to be Kelsey? Are you going to shut down Diggs, or are you going to shut down Hill, or are you going to shut down Kelsey? Which one do you feel more confident in?
That's exactly right. Gio, go to you. Who do you have?
I got the Kansas City Chiefs. This is going to be, I think it's probably going to be a shootout here. I think the Bills, though, have been kind of flying high these past few weeks, beating some teams that they're supposed to. But give me the Chiefs here in a shootout affair. The Chiefs have been, you know what? They've been trying to run the football. Not always successful, but Clyde has been getting involved, and they're really using him in different spots. But give me the Chiefs here. I could see like a 35, 30, like this. It's going to be a high-scoring game. It might be low-scoring in the beginning, but in the second half, Josh Allen, the Chiefs, this might be the best game of the weekend.
Yeah, and if you're looking for a pickup, if you want to know who to start running back, I'll pick the Moss up in the running back because that Chiefs running D is horrible. Moss,
Yeah,
I look for Moss to have a good game.
I mean, they probably couldn't stop Rudy coming in, So
That's true. That's true. All right, Monday night game. I think we all know where we're going this one. Colts, Ravens. The Colts got back on the winning track last week against a horrible team. Ravens are getting every bounce in every which way with a 66-yard field goal attempt. They've got concussed Teddy Bridgewater. Do the Ravens and Lamar Jackson run over the Indianapolis Colts and Carson Wentz this week? Gio?
Give me the Ravens. I think, and Hollywood Brown has been playing. I know a few weeks ago he dropped a ton of balls, but he's been playing well. I think he's been their best go-to. He's just been finding ways to get open. And I thought that they would struggle. Watkins has been playing well. Bateman, right? He should be back in a few weeks. But Hollywood Brown's been playing well. We're supposed to have a Le'Veon Bell sighting this week. Looks like he was activated. And the Chiefs also activated Josh Gordon's back for the 10th time.
Exactly right.
Andy Reid used the guy. I think, though he does look like he's running with a piano on his back. But anyway, I'm going with the Ravens here. I just think they're just going to be a little bit too much for the Colts. The Colts, I don't know about them. They're a good football team, but the quarterback play to me, could be better, but it takes 2 to tango. But give me the Ravens this week.
Will, is Carson Wentz back on the winning track, or is he going to get hurt in the first quarter and we're not going to see him again in the NFL?
I mean, I think Carson Wentz is going to sprain both ankles and his left knee. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, I here lately, I mean, we all think Lamar Jackson's a running back, but here lately, he's looked pretty good as a passer this year. I mean, Marquise Brown has looked solid. Watkins has kind of helped out. I mean, you're going to give him another weapon in, a week or two with Bateman. Mark Andrews is starting to play a little bit better. I mean, he's just kind of dropping. He looks like he's starting to get more of a touch pass. He's not just rifling them and heaving them. He's getting a little bit more touch under his passes. So, I mean, I think Baltimore is going to start as the season gets on. They're going to get a little bit better and better, and they're not going to be a one-trick pony anymore. I just think Indianapolis has too many uncertainties. Quentin Nelson's out. They got a tackle out. I mean, their offensive line is struggling. I mean, I just don't think they have it. I think this is one of those years they expected to have a good chance, but they're not getting the right things to fall in their place.
Yeah, I picked the Ravens to win the division. I got a lot of slack on that from some individuals, but I honestly think that the Browns, they're going to have a shot, but I just think the Ravens, right now at least, they're playing,
Hey, man.
I think, the best football in that division, and could be a sneaky team come playoff time. If Lamar continues that kind of process as a quarterback, they're going to be tough to beat. Unfortunately, though, the running back situation is kind of just weird, but the fact that Lamar can run too, so that definitely helps.
Yeah. Well, also, I think someone on this panel said the Bengals are going to have a bounce back year this year to be a good team, but we're not going to go into that.
I also said that too, so I'm not sure.
There was someone on this panel. He's not here to defend himself.
Well, was it Rudy? Oh, I mean, not him. But
No,
Rudy
not
also
Rudy.
picked, you know what? Rudy also picked South Carolina to beat Georgia. So
That's all. That was all. And anyway, move on. Final
Man, the
game.
guy's not here.
Honestly, I did not mean to do this game last. It just bypassed my schedule. So
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God! Don't tell me this.
Oh, yeah, here we go. I thought I missed
You
this.
seriously?
I
You left
missed this.
him for last.
I didn't mean to. I was going through the games like, wait, we haven't talked about the Cowboys. I'm like, oh crap, because on my app, it's the first game. Whatever. So I kind of missed it. But anyway, Giants get their first victory in a shocking way last week. They win. I'm really shocked how they won in overtime. Dallas Cowboys against the number one. I'm just saying the statistics. The number one defense in the league, even though the Panthers have not played anybody really all that great. So the Cowboys running game, everything's working out that way. Do y'all give the Giants any chance to win this game in Jerry World?
Yeah, I definitely give them an
They're
opportunity.
crazy.
An opportunity to lose.
Thank you.
I think I'm going with the Cowboys here.
Be jinxing me.
I mean, the Cowboys have been great so far this year. They've been phenomenal. And I'm going with the Cowboys here to beat the Giants. I'm not trying to jinx anything. I'm not trying to put any bad voodoo out there. I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, to beat the Giants. Did that sound genuine?
That sounded very genuine. I'll take it though.
I mean, I like Saquon. They're starting to use him. He looks like he's feeling more confident. But I mean, he's a one-man show. They got too many injuries at wide receiver. I mean, the Cowboys should win this handily. But again, rivalry game, you never know. Daniel Jones might drop 4 touchdowns on them, and run for another 2. You never know in a rivalry game. I mean, I think the Cowboys should win this game handedly.
I could see Daniel rush for 2 touchdowns this game. I can honestly see him running around and.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can see that too because we all saw what Sam Darnold did, right? He ran against the guy. I mean,
he did.
This Cowboys defense, this rushing attack for this rushing defense is a lot better than it was last year. They're actually getting they're actually getting sacks. They're actually rushing the passer very efficiently this year. Trayvon Diggs is so far the defensive player of the year for me so far this year. I know it's still early, but I'm just saying so far. I mean, he has 5 interceptions. They're going to start. Daniel Dunne's probably going to throw 2 more to him. I don't know why teams keep throwing it to him inside, but he's proven that he's going to be an elite corner in this league. He used to be a wideout, but people are talking about how they cut Jalen Smith and how that's going to hurt the Dallas Cowboy defense. Have y'all seen Jalen Smith play? I mean, this guy, I love him. I love his heart, but he's always in the wrong spot at the wrong time. He's not a good fit for this Dan Quinn. You have Neal coming back. You have Parsons, and then when you have Tank come back, you have Parsons going back to linebacker. I mean, they're already stacked at linebacker, so it's a good move for the Dallas Cowboys to cut Jalen Smith because that contract, if he gets injured, he's guaranteed $9.2 million. So they just released him so they didn't have to worry about that for next year. So I think that was a great cut for them to cut him.
I do have a question to everyone though, but do you mess with so this team right now playing really well, but do you mess with what it is going on right now? Like, do you mess with that energy? Because I feel like releasing one of your, and he was a leader on the team. He's been there for quite some time. He was a captain last week. But do you mess with the energy? Do you really cut someone that's been part of your team for quite some time, a leader? Because, hey, with injuries, you might need him. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. But with Neal coming back, if he's playing Dan Quinn's defense, I think they trust him more than they did Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith, if you just watch tape on him, he's not in the right spot at the right time. He's not a big factor in this. I mean, I understand where you're coming from in this. You don't mess with stuff, but I think this is Jerry Jones. Like I said, Jerry Jones is a different man right now. He's actually owning up to his mistakes. They should have never signed him to that contract to begin with. And the rumor was they've been trying to trade him all the way through this time, and they just couldn't find any suitor for him. So I think that's why they went ahead and cut back because Neal's coming back, and I think that's why. And they also wanted to get rid of that injury guarantee contract. But, I mean, honestly, they should have done it in Oxnard, right? They should have done it in preseason. They should have done it. That's when they actually should have done it. But hats off to Jerry Jones admitting to when he's wrong, though. I mean, that's all I got to say.
Look, I don't think it affects him getting cut. I mean, they got that crazy guy, Michael Parsons. That guy, the stories I've heard about him at Penn State, that guy's he's crazy. I mean, look at him. He's flying all over the field. He's playing like a madman. Yes. So I don't think him, long as he's on the field, it doesn't matter if they cut Jalen Smith or whatever. As long as he's on the field, that defense is going to be causing some problems.
You're right. Anyway, well, we went way over our time, but you know what? That's what happens when Rudy's not here because we go off the rails and we just like having fun. I know Will's by like midnight over there at your place, so.
Midnight? It should be the same time as Will, right?
No,
they're an hour ahead.
Oh, you're in Ohio?
Ohio. Yeah.
Well, I thought it was the same time as me. Oh.
No, I'm not in Cleveland, Texas. Sorry, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio.
Texas.
Anyway, that's been Sweep the League for y'all on Wednesday night. I hope y'all enjoyed this Off the Rail show. We had fun. I hope y'all did too. But first off, let's pay tribute to our sponsors. Remember, go to DraftKings, use the promo code TBPN to get all your account ready for this Sunday. Actually, tomorrow night with the great Rams Seahawks game. There's a lot of fantasy value in that. They have one-game leagues as well. I know Gio's probably going to put his lineup in already tonight or early tomorrow morning when he first wakes up. So, I mean, I would play everybody in that league. So make sure you go to DraftKings/Sweep the League to use the code TPPN to get it ready for today and for these Sunday games. Remember, they have leagues from 1 cent all the way up to $1,000. Anything that's fitted within your budget, make sure you go over there to get your lineup set up today. Also, if you're a betting man like myself and you want to use a parlay, there's a lot of good college football games on this weekend, man. We got the Red River Rivalry. We got number 4 Iowa versus number 5 Penn State. We have Virginia Tech Notre Dame. We have
Georgia versus Auburn.
Georgia Auburn, which I might pick an upset. I'm just kidding. I think Georgia's the best team in college football. I think they're better than Alabama. They've only allowed one scoring. But anyway, we're getting off topic again. You just go to Butcher. If you feel like Auburn's going to win, go to butcher.com/sweepdelete to put in your parlay bet right there. I think parlay is the best way to go. Get your bang for your buck. But hey, if you just want feeling froggy for one game, or just want to do a promo bet or whatever the case may be, go ahead and do that. Go to butcher.com/sweepdelete to get all your fix there. And also United Collision Care Center. If you get your car dinged up, don't worry. Take it to Lewis and those guys at United Collision Care Center. They will get you all hooked up and ready to go. And your car won't be in the garage for multi days or whatever. They'll get you right in and right out, making the car look brand new, just look like the new car room, showroom floor room, look like a brand new vehicle. They'll take it to Lewis and those guys, and they'll take care of you as well. Guys, any final thoughts before we head on out of here?
No. Go Rams. Go Georgia Bulldogs. Go Spurs as we embark on a good journey this year.
I mean, they look. Primo looks good in preseason. I'm just
He
saying.
does. He's been as advertised. We might not be the worst team like the Magic.
Oh man,
The Magic are going to be a bad.
get your prop bet in there.
Hey, get those. You know what? I'm putting a prop bet for Spurs in the playoffs. I know it's a little crazy, but I think we can get in.
That's a tough Western Conference, but you could be right. I mean,
if Pop gets a top 4, if Pop can get top 5, he should win Coach of the Year. Honestly,
I say if he gets top 6, I say it top 6 in the Western Conference.
Top 6.
Anyway,
do you think Jody Fortson gets his third touchdown in a row?
That's possible.
Is that a good prop bet?
I would do it. Go for it, Will. Go do it right now.
I
Go to Busher.com/sweep-the-league and put your bet in right now.
Whoever put that fullback thing that you sent, Will, those 2 touchdowns.
Oh, my God.
That's a great.
Oh, you like that one?
Those are the type of ones that I try to look out for, but it's just so many freaking bets you can put. Like, sometimes it's just insane how many kind of props you could put. But I'm going to start doing a little bit more yardage prop bets to see if I can get a little bit more luck. But, yeah, there's so many things you can bet on. You can bet on well, I think for the Super Bowl, you can do the coin flip, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Coin flip, how long the national anthem's going to be, what color the dress is going to be, all that crap. It's ridiculous. But anyway, hey, baseball fans, before we head on out of here, if you go turn on the baseball game right now on TBS, top of the 8, 2 out, runner on first base, Cardinals, Dodgers tied at 1. I know Rudy's watching that game scouting because his Giants play the winner of this game. So anyway, yeah, for Gio, for Will, this has been Sweep the League. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I know I had a blast. Tune back Sunday for Fantasy Countdown. Promise you will get better. We're just learning as we fly here. Rudy just gave me the reins 1 week, so he gave me on a busy week. So it'll get better, I promise you. Hope Gio's on here on time to get me in line. But anyway, hope everyone enjoyed watching the show, and I hope everyone has a good weekend. Enjoy some football. Big Thursday night game. Enjoy postseason baseball.
Go Yankees!
We'll be back. Oh, shut up. We'll be back next on Sunday. Until then, peace, guys.